Y'all need to go back home where you guys come from. You've been doing this for hundreds of years. You know, Martin Luther King marched, and you guys
stop right now. You keep accusing this court that I'm 100 years old and I've been oppressing things for 100 years.
And I'm Native Indian African. I'm not even a citizen.
No?
No, I'm a prisoner in my own country because of you white people. Here, you raped us, you robbed us, and you murdered us legally.
Stop right there.
Everything that you people have done is done legally.
It's not you. I did not do that.
You're the system.
Do not put that on.
All right, y'all. Today's courtroom meltdown is next level. We've got a sovereign citizen who goes full scorched earth on the judge, calls her a racist to her face, and even says she should go back where she came from. Yeah, he actually said that to a judge in court. I honestly don't know how he was still standing after that. This guy is the blueprint for professional victimhood. He's on trial for resisting arrest and assaulting a cop during a protest, but somehow, he's acting like the system is out to get him for no reason. But here's the real question. Should judges even engage with this kind of nonsense, or just hit him with contempt?
It's not intended to violate any rights under the U.S. Constitution. The purpose is for protection of the complaining witnesses and protection of society if this court deems necessary.
This is somebody violated a law. I haven't violated nothing.
Sir,
I'm with
the allegation is that you assault or resisted, obstructed a police officer causing injury, and trespassed.
That's just an allegation.
You're correct. You're correct. But as a condition of bond, there are certain factors the court has to take into consideration when assessing bond, and the court has judicial discretion to assess bond conditions. That is what this court did. I didn't place you on house arrest, told you couldn't move anywhere. I didn't do any of that, sir. I simply put forth conditions relevant to the allegations therein. And sir, I'm very much aware that they are allegations only.
Yeah, you need to read the whole thing other than just one. I got like 15 issues in there.
15 issues.
Yeah, you need to read the whole thing. Also, Your Honor, I publicly protested today in front of your court.
Okay.
But none of your police came out to arrest me because that's my constitutional right to do. I'm not ignorant of my constitutional rights. I'm not ignorant. A judge told me a long time ago, ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Right.
And so I studied a little bit. I don't know a lot, but I know my constitutional rights. I've done read your European Constitution over and over again. Actually, I wrote one of my own. If I followed your white laws, I follow them, and then you stomp on me when I follow your laws. You've been doing this for hundreds of years. You know, Martin Luther King marched, and you guys
stop right now.
Contempt and move on. Let's dive into this absolute train wreck and see how it unfolds. This dude really looked a judge in the eye and called her a racist, like that's going to help his case. You assaulted an officer, resisted arrest, and now you're playing the victim? Make it make sense. These sovereign citizens swear they're in some kind of legal movie where they're the misunderstood genius, but they're really just stacking L's in front of a camera. It's wild. Do they actually believe the stuff they say? Or is it just performance at this point? Because if he really wanted to avoid all this, maybe, just maybe, he could have tried not breaking the law. And seriously, calling the judge a racist while she's the one deciding your fate? That's like punching yourself in the face and blaming the mirror. If I were the judge, that contempt charge would have hit like a lightning bolt. But hey, to him, that'd probably just be part of the conspiracy.
I'm not 100 years old, so do not accuse me of stopping at anything.
Well,
let's be very clear on that.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, don't seem like it.
I'm not 100 years old, sir. Were you interfered with at all while you were engaging in your protest?
My constitutional right? No.
No, you were.
I did at the city of Woodhaven, though, and now you condemning me for it because you restricted me.
Sir, let me be very clear.
I've committed no crime.
I am restricting, I put conditions on for the protection of the complaining witnesses, which is the authority that I've been given with my judicial discretion.
You also took an oath to uphold every citizen's constitutional right to public protest. Okay. But you're not doing that.
Sir, let me clarify. Let me clarify something. There's a balancing act. that as judges we have to do. So we have, you're charged with a crime, right? It's an allegation. We have the protection of the victim and the community, all right? So there's a balancing act that this court has to do. And that is what this court is doing. I have not restricted all of your movement. I have not said you can't put signs up anywhere, you can't go on any public property. I have not done that, sir.
You did?
No. What I did was I addressed specifically the complaining witness and the victims in this manner. That is what I did, and that is what I have the authority to do that's been given to me by the U.S. Constitution as well. That's statutory authority. Whether you agree with that or not, sir. I understand you don't agree, but that's not a basis for this court to disqualify itself. Let's see what the next one is here.
When I go to schools and you'll find out, you should arrest me, but you're not going to.
I do not, let me just clarify. I, as a judge, do not have the authority to arrest you myself.
Well, they don't either. They took an oath to uphold my civil rights, whether they like it or not.
Sir, did anybody arrest you here?
You weren't supposed to. It's my constitutional right to do. Just like in the city of Woodhaven. This is what I'm trying to get through to you. You're trying to say, no. There's allegations against you that you did this, this, and this. I'm trying to tell you I exercised my constitutional rights, and they violated me. I'm the victim.
And sir, that is everything that will come through discovery and whatnot. At this stage, this is considered.
Let's get back into it. Can we talk about how these sovereign citizens always decide to represent themselves? Like they've suddenly unlocked secret lawyer powers from watching too much YouTube? They march into court shouting about how they're innocent, as if screaming, "Cancels out video evidence. This isn't a live stream debate, dude. It's a courtroom, and the craziest part? They act like everyone in the room personally arrested them. Newsflash, the judge, the clerk, the bailiff, none of them were there. They're just doing their jobs while this guy argues with reality like it's optional. I'm honestly just waiting for the judge to drop the contempt hammer. Because if I were on that bench, I'd be handing out contempt charges like Costco samples. So what do you think? Is he trying to stall?
What this is, I've been through your system before. Also, Your Honor, I've asked if you don't dismiss yourself, I'm asking for another judge to hold.
Just one moment, please. This court, sir, has to take the allegations, and there's a process.
Like, I don't know it. I know your process. I've been down your roads before. But I'm 15.
What roads of mine you've been down, sir?
I'm 15.
You've been here, excuse me, you've been here in this court a number of times, as other matters have been disqualified.
Yes, I
And you have been treated with respect and fairness. And I believe you've even stated that yourself.
That's not all entirely true.
Hold on, sir. I believe you've even stated that yourself.
Yeah, but that's not all entirely true. You wasn't here to dismiss the posted signs, was you? You should have been here when the prosecutor dismissed City of Woodhaven posted signs.
What?
You didn't show up then.
Hold on, sir. I don't even know what one that is you're talking about.
Well, there was the one that we was going through and postpone. The City of Woodhaven wrote violation. No, they wrote violations on me for posted signs in this case. In other cases. Because I was protesting in the City of Woodhaven.
Okay.
But on that, the day that you were supposed to be here to have that case dismissed, another judge took your place. You think I'm sleepy or stupid, I'm not. But I'm 15.
Stop there right now, sir. Stop there right now. I don't think you're sleepy and I don't think you're stupid. When was that case? The one that you're talking about that I had another judge sitting for me, when was that case?
That was, I don't know the exact date of it, but I know the case was dismissed by a prosecutor.
Was that about a year ago, sir?
It was last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the time that I had somebody sitting here in my place was because I had to go to Illinois on an emergency basis because my father had a stroke.
Oh, my fault.
So instead of having everything dismissed, I made sure I had another judge here to cover. So do not accuse me of thinking that you're sleepy or stupid. I made sure that there was a judge here to cover anyway. So whether I was here or not is irrelevant.
the case got dismissed from the city would have it. But anyway, I'm 15, the defendant under Michigan Court Rule 2.003 requests a hearing by a district court chief judge in case if judge refuses to dismiss herself from this case. I know I have a constitutional right. If you don't dismiss yourself, I have the right for another judge to look at it. This way it's impartial. It's where another judge can look at it and not just yourself. And apparently you want to hold this case for a reason. And I believe that you in the city of Woodhaven, the state of Michigan
Is all the case? Or does he really believe he's spitting legal fire? Drop your take in the comments and let's get back to the chaos. Oh sure, because the entire state of Michigan woke up one morning and said, you know what? Let's ruin this guy's life today. Seriously, how did he uncover the master plan? At this point, the FBI should just recruit him. He's clearly got the inside scoop. But for real, why is Michigan ground zero for sovereign citizen drama? Is there a meetup group or something? Weekly potlucks with side dishes and fake legal theories? Every time a courtroom clip goes viral, you check the location and bam, it's Michigan. Again, they've got to be handing out sovereign citizen starter kits at gas stations or something. If anyone from Michigan is watching, I need answers. Drop your theories in the comments because this is officially a mystery. And
you know what I mean? You guys can say I'm crazy or not, but that's what I'm seeing. Because if you're fighting so hard to keep this case in your court, there's something wrong. Something got to be wrong. You already violated my constitutional right to public protest at the city of Woodhaven because of allegations that I committed assault against the police officer. You guys don't even know me.
Sir, okay, stop right there, please, just one moment. So, I'm not fighting to hold on to this case. I was assigned this case by the State Court Administrative Office. Now, I'm also elected to preside over cases. So, unless there's a valid reason for this court to disqualify itself, I'm obligated, whether I want to or not, to sit and preside over the matter. I am the chief judge of this court, and so I don't find that there's a basis at this point for me to disqualify myself. However, you certainly have the right to request the State Court Administrative Office can review that. That's absolutely your right. That's how that gets reviewed.
Well, yeah, I want another judge to look at this, because if you don't want to dismiss yourself from this case, we got a problem right there. Because
There's no problem, sir. I have a responsibility. Sir, I have a responsibility. The matter is transferred over to the 27th District Court because the 33rd District Court disqualified itself. Perhaps they sent it here because the other matters that you've had here, I don't know. I didn't ask for the case to be sent here.
Woodhaven, I think the judge Ken Bash or something like that, he might be up there somewhere. He's retired now. You guys did me the same thing, same way you did.
You guys, I wasn't here.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Your system, you wasn't here, you're not 100 years old.
It's not my system. It's the system of the country. It's the entire system. You keep accusing this court that I'm 100 years old and I've been oppressing things for 100 years, that it's my system.
Well, I'm saying
I didn't arrest you. That is not
it's your system.
My system.
And regardless, this is your system. It's not mine.
It is yours. It's
not. I'm Native Indian African. I'm not even a citizen.
No?
No, I'm a prisoner in my own country because of you white people. Y'all need to go back home where you guys come from.
Okay, sir. Well, let me just say this. All right. You are accusing this court of being biased and prejudiced.
And racist. Yep.
And racist. However, your comments, sir, would seem to suggest otherwise.
Look, why do you raped us, you robbed us, and you murdered us legally?
Stop right there.
Everything that you people have done
Stop
has been
right
legal.
there. It's not you. I did not do that. Do not put that on me. But here's what I'm going to do, sir. I'm going to grant your request. And this court's going to disqualify itself, and you can figure out which other court's going to handle this matter. After the State Court Administrative sends wherever it's got to send, whatever it has to send. So, because at this point, I am not going to stay here, take the abuse from you and your allegations, which are completely false and unbased. This court, myself, did not do anything that you're accusing me of doing, at all. I wasn't even around at that point. So we're going off the record. You can step outside in the lobby. Somebody will give you the next stuff you have to do.
And I'll give you a call, Mr. Kelly.
Just like that, the judge snaps. Look, I get it. Dealing with someone who lives in a conspiracy theory bubble has got to be exhausting. But the second the judge loses, that's exactly what this guy wanted. These sovereign citizens live for that moment. Because now they can say, see, the system's out of control, when in reality, they're just spewing nonsense with confidence. The second the judge yells, the power dynamic shifts. Suddenly they're the calm one and the court looks unstable. It's frustrating, I know. But yelling at a sovereign citizen is like trying to fight a brick wall. Now this guy's walking out thinking he won, and that's the real L. But maybe I'm being too harsh. What do you think? Did the judge fumble by snapping, or was it totally justified? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I drop new courtroom chaos every day. Appreciate you watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.